Alright, party people, I'm heading up to Mt Spokane for day, what is it, I don't know, 4 or 5. But the reason I'm heading up here is strictly because it has rained. And the reason I want to ride up here when it's raining is because I have very much limited experience on wet routes. So I'm kind of taking a risk here. I'm going to be riding a lot slower than normal just because I need to get some experience on the wet routes that I'm likely going to experience at Silver. Pedaling up to do both Jedi trees and the goods. Let's see how it goes. I'm really excited about Jedi trees. I hear there might be a tree down, so I'm going to be kind of holding it back a little bit there too. Just getting my feet underneath me. Now, the other thing to take into account is that yesterday was the first day that I felt kind of decent since I was sick on Monday. Funny thing is I've basically quit drinking alcohol, and last night I was hanging out with my wife and just decided to try a beer. Turns out I've basically lost all of the taste for beer. So I drank like half a beer, a whole bunch of water, and then I had what used to be sort of a normal whiskey. I had half of it, started feeling a bit woozy, and this morning I woke up with a splitting headache. I have no one to blame but myself. Turns out that trying to be a little bit healthier, a little more health conscious, and cutting some of the poisons that we ingest out totally affect you when you ever dabble back into them. So it's kind of wild how much alcohol actually affects you. So I'm going slow because I'm learning wet routes, going slow because I am learning to ride again. I don't fully trust myself. My mental cognition's not as sharp as it was after getting sick. So keeping that in mind, and then on top of that, knowing that my reaction time's a little bit dulled because I did have alcohol last night. So we'll see how it goes. No crashes, gonna be riding safe, gonna be riding sound. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate your time, and let's get some riding in. All right, well, let's go get some wet routes.
Oh shit.
Oh man. Oh, this is rutted out. Oh, that's gnarly. All right, you good? Well, so far the routes are slick, but they're not treacherous like they were.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Hell yeah.
Either it rain the same on this side or the roots are a lot drier.
Maybe there's more coverage, I don't know.
Yeah.
But there was no problem with those.
I was waiting.
We could have cranked it up a little bit. Just got done with 290 and 140 Jedi trees. I climbed up both of them with my buddy Rob. We linked up this morning and we're able to just get a whole excellent ride in. I didn't film on the goods because I was in a hurry and just kind of forgot. The reason I rode those two trails is one, they're awesome all together, but two, we needed to ride those wet routes and I need to get some practice on those wet routes, and I think I got that today. Definitely learned it is not my strong suit, and that in order to ride those well, you need to commit, and then if there's an opportunity for you to totally wipe out or take a low line and lose a few seconds, take the low line. As they're not my forte, as I don't have a whole lot of experience riding them, making sure that you survive the race is more important than counting seconds at that point. That was cool. Definitely learned a lot there. I don't know how many more opportunities I'll have to practice wet routes, but I'll look for them. The other thing I noticed is that routes, when they're dry, you can just plow into them. Like, I've got no problem just plowing into them. The mixer handles everything so well, but when it was wet, I had so much more control if right when I got into them, I got super light on the bike and unweighted my rear wheel. It seemed like the more wet they were, the more control I had if I was floating over them. I did crash once, and that crash was because there was a section of routes that were exactly 45 degrees to the trail. It was just exactly the wrong section to slow down, and yeah, anyway, bit it right into the side of the trail. Thankfully was wearing knee pads. Great day of training after getting so sick for a few days and not feeling 100%. I definitely am not at peak performance, and that showed, so I dialed it back and didn't really push it, but I got a lot of calories expended today. We are gonna be checking in here soon. I've got a beacon trip that I gotta get in because the next thing I've got to work on is getting up to speed in my corners. Big flat corners are also, well, basically everything I think is a weakness of mine. I'm okay at most everything, meaning I am also not excellent at most anything. I got a big corner course coming up, and that'll probably be my next video, alongside kind of giving you guys insight into how I'm using my garage gym and going through that. So thanks for checking in. Hope you get out and ride.